The Truman Show is not just a science fiction, it's more political than most political movies.
Afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Many political messages are hidden in the movie, and most people can't notice. In this video, we will uncover all these hidden political messages and explain why there will never be another movie like The Truman Show. But first, let's remember the movie. The film tells the story of Truman Burbank, who unknowingly spends his entire life as the main character of a television show. Everyone around him, his family, neighbors, and even his wife is an actor. However, as Truman gets older, he notices strange things happening in his life. He starts to understand the fakeness of the world he lives in and tries to escape from these artificial islands. But how can a person understand the place he lives in isn't real? The director Christoph answers this question as,
"We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that."
Surely, Truman isn't left to whatever he does. He's been indoctrinated since his birth, just like us. For example, when Truman says he wants to be an explorer and explore new places on the earth, his teacher says,
"I'd like to be an explorer, like the great Magellan."
Oh, you're too late. There's really nothing left to explore.
Also, everyone, including his teacher, media, and family, calls the island paradise and the best place on earth. It reminds us how authoritarian regimes praise their country. Actually, the movie indirectly tells the fight between authoritarianism and libertarianism. We will talk about it in detail shortly. Even the director made Truman's father pretend to be dead at sea to instill deep fear of water in him. This fear prevents Truman from ever attempting to leave the island by boat. Whenever Truman begins to notice something unusual, the media, through radio and newspapers, quickly convince him otherwise with lies. The media also plays a role in shaping Truman's thoughts and desires in other areas of his life. For example, when Truman buys a magazine, we see other types of magazines, like a magazine about being a dad and a baby. Shortly after, we see his wife talking about wanting to have children, suggesting that even these magazines are part of the manipulation. There's also a magazine about adventure, but it's hidden in the back, out of Truman's view, because they don't want him to be inspired to explore the world. Other magazines are about cars and gardening, encouraging Truman to spend money on things that keep him busy and prevent him from leaving the island. The movie here sends a clear political message. The media presents certain information to us while hiding other things, shaping our opinions without us even realizing it. The film also critiques capitalism and overconsumption. As Christoph mentions, everything you see in Truman's world, cars, houses, clothes, beer, is for sale. Even the main actors directly advertise products. Whenever Truman's wife advertises a product, we see a fake smile on her face, resembling very much the fake smile of Mr. Beast. The movie here criticizes the fakeness of media figures and how they lie to the public for their profits. The film also presents a clash between two opposing ideologies. Christoph, the director, represents totalitarianism. His name Christoph is not chosen randomly. It's a reference to Christ, symbolizing a godlike figure who controls every aspect of Truman's life. On the other hand, Truman represents libertarianism. His name Truman is also symbolic, implying that he is the only trustworthy character in the story. Truman's desire to escape his North Korea-like island reflects the struggle for individual freedom against authoritarian control. Despite the island being free of crime, poverty, and suffering, Truman still longs for freedom. In the final scenes, Christoph tells to Truman that there's no more truth outside the island, implying that even in the so-called free world, people are still subject to propaganda and manipulation. The outside world is just another layer of metrics, but there's fear in the outside world. The film forces us to question the reality of what we have been taught since birth, and to examine the systems that shape our perceptions. This theme is not unique to The Truman Show. Other films such as The Dictator also contain hidden political messages. You can watch the video I did for the movie The Dictator by clicking this. See you in the next video.